end of May 2010, and welcome back to the allotment. Now, here on bed 1, where we had nothing planted a month ago, I'm pleased to say that we've now got the potatoes in, and as you can see, and if David could pan the camera around, we've got 4 furrows of potatoes, and these are now, as you can see, coming through. And what we're going to be doing over the next week or so is to bank up the earth on top of the potatoes to make them grow stronger. Well, here we are on bed 3, and this is a first for us because we're growing Jerusalem artichokes, and we're not really sure how this is going to come out, but and really we're not quite sure what to cook them with as well, so it's going to be a bit of an experiment. Also got a series of courgettes which we've now grown every year since we've taken on the allotment, and we've also David's just planted a set over on bed 5 as well. And also we've got the garlic here. It was very successful for us last year, so again we're pressing on with growing more garlic this year. Now we've got 3 sets of runner beans growing up the wigwams. The first set we don't know what it is because the seeds were given to us by David's uncle and aunt, and they never told us what they were, and we did ask them, and I don't think they knew either, but they were the best crop that we had last year. And then we've got 2 sets here, and David's going to remind me what type they are.
Galaxy
and
Scarlet Emperor.
Scarlet Emperor. Did we grow those last year? Right, okay, we didn't grow those last year. Right, so these are firsts for us. This is the cabbage and cauliflower patch. Now, if you saw our earlier videos this year, you'll see that we planted winter cabbages, and the rabbits and slugs got the whole lot of them. So what we've done here is to grow these in the greenhouse from seeds, but we had this netting left over from the fruit cage, which we've put over temporarily to keep the rabbits off, and with a bit of luck that will work. It's certainly been working up to now, and actually the cabbages seem to be doing quite well there. Now if David just follows me around this way, I'm going to avoid walking over the bed here, but we've got the runner beans in now, and also what we're getting are an awful lot of nasturtiums. So there's one here, for example. Now last year we grew nasturtiums here on bed 2 as a food crop. We only put about 5 plants in, but they spread out quite rapidly. So we're going to continue to grow these, but not necessarily here. We'll transplant them, possibly into pots, and I have this fantastic plan to put them in pots on our garage roof, which is flat, and use that as a growing space. Right, this is the top end of bed 3, and as you can see we have the winter garlic growing, but also on this side the shallots. First time we've grown shallots before, so they seem to be coming along rather well. But if David lifts up the camera a bit, you'll be able to see that here we have the fruit cage, and yes, it does need weeding, but you can see all the strawberries are spreading out very well across the whole of the floor of the fruit cage, and they're also flowering, so we're hoping for a good crop. But again, I suspect some of these will have to come out, and we'll transplant them, and again possibly look at growing them on the garage roof because it's a good flat space for them to spread out over. But just want to sort of focus your attention for a moment on this. This is a horseradish. We planted it last year and didn't really do much with it, and we put 2 tubers in, and they're both growing through. We've now got quite a well-established row of raspberries, which when we planted them just over a year ago, I was a bit disappointed that we didn't seem to be getting much from them, but this time they seem to be established quite well. They've already started to flower, and hopefully we'll get some good fruit off them. And what we've also got down here, which is doing extremely well, is rhubarb. Lots and lots of rhubarb, and we'll be picking a lot of this today to be using back in the kitchen. This was the derelict part of the allotment. It's about a third of the overall size of the allotment, and it's been sitting derelict and overgrown for about 3 years since we first took on the allotment. But we got somebody in last month to clear it, and as you can see, we've now got this great expanse of land that needs to be used up, but also we've got all this rubble which was from the greenhouse that was previously here, and also an enormous pile of branches and rubbish that was on the allotment as well. Basically all this area was completely overgrown, and the whole of the allotment was like this when we first took it on, and we cleared ourselves 2/3 of it, but this part of it here is now ready for use once we've got rid of all this rubbish here. Well, just warm my hands here on the incinerator because it's actually been quite a cool day today, but we've been burning some of the waste that's come off the derelict part of the allotment. So that's where we are here at the end of May 2010. So join us again at the end of June to see how we're getting on then.